This is the WORX WG050 Aerocart, the 8-in-1 yard cart that tries to be your wheelbarrow, dolly, and general hauler in one steel frame. My honest first impression was how quick it was to get rolling. The assembly took me minutes. Slide the handles in, pop on the wheels, lock the pins, done. It feels sturdy without being a bear to handle at around 40 pounds, and the narrow stance makes it easy to steer through a gate or a standard doorway. I care a lot about storage, so standing it upright like a dolly and tucking it against the wall is a big win. Key features that stood out to me are the two-wheel wheelbarrow layout for stability, the turbo lift leverage that shifts weight toward the axle so heavy things feel lighter, and the flat-free tires that never need air. The Aerocart flips from wheelbarrow to hand truck with a spring knob, and the fold-out extension arms, bag holder, cylinder cradle, plant strap, and rock sling are all part of the system. Mine also came with the attachable wagon kit, which adds a front axle and a pull handle so it becomes a four-wheeler with a seat and tray for gardening. From my experience, the leverage claim is real. Moving a 230-pound carton in dolly mode felt surprisingly manageable. I didn't have to muscle it up. Tipping back and rolling felt controlled, and my lower back wasn't screaming after. The two wheels in wheelbarrow mode are a lifesaver for balance. I could dump soil and gravel without playing circus act, and it didn't try to tip sideways the way single wheelbarrows do. For older users, or anyone who hates the wobble of a classic wheelbarrow, this design is the point. I used the plant mover strap on big ceramic pots that usually take two people. Sliding the strap under the pot, hooking into the arms, rocking back, and walking it across the patio was simple. Same with the rock mesh. Awkward shapes that would normally fight a flat dolly deck were easy to cradle and roll. The bag holder is more useful than it looks. Clipping a leaf bag onto the frame kept it open, so I could rake straight in without fighting the bag. The cylinder holder stabilized propane tanks and bucket runs without the annoying roll-off. In my opinion, the biggest strength here is how it handles heavy but not massive loads. The 300-pound load rating for the main cart is plenty for most homeowner jobs. Bags of concrete, pavers, soil, landscape blocks. The limitation is volume. The tub is around 3 cubic feet, which is small compared to contractor wheelbarrows. When I spread mulch, I had to make more trips than usual. If you plan on moving multiple yards of mulch in one afternoon, this is going to slow you down. If you move dense materials or awkward items, this is where it shines. There's a crucial detail on the extension arms. They're handy, but they're rated for about 80 pounds. It's easy to assume they're as strong as the main dolly, and they aren't. I pushed that limit once with a bulky, heavy item and felt the arms start to flex. That taught me to keep wide but light loads on those arms and save the heavy stuff for the main plate. On surfaces, the flat-free tires are great for zero maintenance. No air, no punctures, no mid-project flats. On hard surfaces like concrete and pavers, they roll smoothly. On soft grass after rain, they're a bit harder to push with a heavy load compared to air-filled tires, which cushion and conform. It's a trade-off. Convenience and durability over plush ride. I accepted that because I hate dealing with flats, but it's worth knowing. The ergonomics are solid. The padded grips feel secure, even when my hands were wet, although I've had the foam twist slightly when wrestling a really heavy load. I'm average height, and the handle height feels fine. A taller friend mentioned it makes him stoop a bit in wheelbarrow mode. That low-slung body is part of how the leverage works, so it's a design trade worth considering if you're well over 6 feet. Durability has been good overall, with one caveat. The frame is steel and feels tough, but if you scrape the paint dragging concrete or sharp rocks, the scratched spots can show surface rust if you leave it out in the rain. I saw that after a season and adjusted. Now I store it inside and touch up obvious nicks. The conversion mechanisms have stayed tight. A quick check of bolts every so often keeps it rattle-free. The wagon kit deserves a call-out. It transforms the Aerocart from a tip-and-go hauler into a rolling platform you can pull, which is ideal for garden days. I set the seat on top, toss hand tools in the tray, and scoot along planting or weeding. It's not something I use every week, but when I do, it feels like a smart upgrade that extends what the base cart can do. The snowplow blade is fun for light powder and quick sidewalk passes, but it isn't built for heavy, wet snow. I'd treat it as a helper, not a replacement for a big storm plan. It's perfect for small to medium yards, folks who want fewer tools clogging the garage, and anyone who values stability and back-saving leverage over raw capacity. It also fits well for people who need to get through doors or gates without banging into everything. If your projects are mostly hauling pavers, soil bags, plants, and the occasional appliance box, This tool streamlines the jobs that usually feel awkward. I'd recommend this for homeowners who want one tool that handles a lot of weekend warrior tasks without drama. If you're a contractor, or you regularly haul big volumes like multiple yards of mulch in one go, a larger wheelbarrow or a dedicated dolly will serve you better. If you work on very rough ground all day, pneumatic tires still roll easier under heavy loads. For the rest of us, the convenience and stability here are worth it. From my experience, the value comes from using the right mode for the right task and respecting the limits. Wheelbarrow for dense stuff and debris, dolly for boxes and machines, extension arms for wide but lighter loads, strap and mesh for awkward shapes. The more I used it, the more I reached for it first because it solves a bunch of little headaches in one shot. I also appreciate the narrow handle width. Getting through a door with a loaded cart is underrated. In my opinion, the WG050 earns its 8-in-1 label not because each mode beats Pro Gear, but because most homeowners don't need Pro Gear every day. They need something stable, compact, and smartly designed to make common chores easier. The 1-year limited warranty and the long track record of user reviews add confidence, but the design itself is what sells it. In conclusion, the WORX WG050 Aerocart is a versatile, maintenance-friendly yard work system that trades sheer volume for stability, leverage, and convenience. If your priority is saving your back and simplifying storage without buying a pile of single-purpose tools, it's a strong pick. Use it within its ratings, store it inside, and it becomes a reliable helper for a wide range of jobs. You can find detailed information about the WG050 Aerocart in the comments section. See you in the next video.